Hi everybody, this is Kevin Ioli from Yahoo Sports. Welcome back. Today I'm going to pick my 2017 Fighters of the Year, both male and female, and I have a lot of great fighters to choose from this year. Let's start with the women. I've narrowed it down, all the great fighters that competed on the female side this year, to 3 fighters, 2 from the UFC and 1 from Bellator. My 3 finalists for the Female Fighter of the Year in MMA are Cris, the UFC featherweight champion; Rose Namajunas, the UFC strawweight champion, and Ilima-Lei Macfarlane, the Bellator flyweight champion. And I'm going to give Ilima-Lei the honorable mention in this one. I don't think her opposition totally matches up with the 2 UFC fighters. It's a really tough one when you look at this and you break it down and you're at the highest level and these fighters are the best fighters in the world. But I thought that Ilima-Lei's win over Jessica Middleton and then Emily Ducote was good enough to get her on the list. But I felt like the opposition, especially Jessica, wasn't as good. Jessica lost twice more after losing to Ilima-Lei. So that will make her number 3, my second runner-up and my Female Fighter of the Year. That brings it down. My 2 finalists are Cris Cyborg and Rose Namajunas, and you really couldn't go wrong picking either fighter. Let's take a look at Rose Namajunas first. She defeated Michelle Waterson early in the year, then in New York on a really big pressure-packed show. She upset Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who some people, including myself, were speculating, hey, is she the greatest women's fighter in UFC history? Rose went out there and made that answer a no. I mean, Rose dominated Joanna. Nobody expected that. I don't think anybody would have been shocked if Rose might have won the fight, but it was like a no contest type fight. And I think that's why people were so surprised at what happened. So she was 2-0 with 2 very spectacular performances. Beating Michelle Waterson is no joke. Waterson entered the year as a legitimate title contender. Rose dispatched of her, then beat the champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk. So Rose Namajunas has a very strong case. But she goes up against the most dominant woman in the world right now, Cris Cyborg. Cris hasn't lost since 2005 in her pro debut. It's amazing what she has done. She defeated Tonya Evinger in July at UFC 214. She came back and defeated last week at UFC 219 in the year-ending show Holly Holm in a terrific fight. And when you look at it, Cris did everything she could do in those 2 fights. So very good contenders. But I'm going to go with Rose Namajunas as my Fighter of the Year because I just think when you look at Cris, as great as Cris was, she was fighting fighters at a lower weight class. And I think the level of opposition was about the same. Holly Holm and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, both of them were considered elite fighters. Michelle Waterson, Tonya Evinger, I think, again, the same thing. But Rose had an upset, and Rose also defeated fighters at her weight, whereas Cyborg had fighters come up to fight her, and that would have been slightly an advantage there. So I'm going to go with Rose Namajunas as my 2017 Yahoo Sports Female MMA Fighter of the Year. Congratulations to Rose. And on the men's side, I have 3 UFC champions that I think stand out. One is an honorable mention, and then the other 2 is my finalist. And my honorable mention is going to go to Tyron Woodley. Had wins over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Demian Maia. Neither one was the most exciting win in the world, but they were both elite fighters that he defeated, and there was no question that he won both of those fights. So Tyron Woodley, the UFC welterweight champ, is my second runner-up, the honorable mention, and the Fighter of the Year. But battling it out for the honor, and some people might think I'm crazy on this when I say it's close, but Demetrious Johnson and Max Holloway. The flyweight champion Demetrious Johnson, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, was 2-0, had the most spectacular finish I've ever seen against Ray Borg. I hope you got to see that armbar. That was amazing. And a lot of people laughed at me because I was on that side of the cage where the armbar was, and I guess I had some kind of crazy reaction when I saw it, but it was an amazing finish by Demetrious Johnson. to win that fight. And Max Holloway, of course, was 2-0 in the year, and he knocked out the great Jose Aldo 2 times. So you can't go wrong picking either guy, picking the best fighter in the world or the best young fighter on the way up. Both guys have a great argument, but I am going to go with Max Holloway. I have so much respect for Jose Aldo. I think he is such an elite fighter, and when you knock him out and dominate him the way that Max Holloway did, that is speaking volumes. And you know, he gets a lot of credit for beating a guy of Aldo's ilk. Aldo is just a sensational fighter, and I think you have to really give a lot of credit to Max Holloway for that victory. So that is my Fighter of the Year for 2017, Max Holloway, the UFC featherweight champion. Congratulations, my male MMA Fighter of the Year. And recapping, Rose Namajunas is my 2017 female Fighter of the Year for MMA. Congratulations to Rose and to Max for their wins, and I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in, watching my videos. You can subscribe here. I would appreciate that greatly. And you can also follow me on Twitter at KevinI if you're looking for my tweets. And I have plenty of content on Yahoo all the time. I'm always open to suggestion, folks, so also leave me comments and I will respond to those. Talk to you soon. Thank you very much.